everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Waheed podcast. I have yet another boss woman on the show today. And I know I've been having women a lot lately, and I have no idea why, but it's just that women are amazing. So, yeah. Welcome, Shafna.
Hi.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
My name is Shafna. I've been in Qatar for about 12 years now. I have 3 children, and I just launched a business called Zenanah.
Okay. So that's why I actually invited Shafna, because I actually know her personally. And I am very inspired by who she is, because she is a stay-at-home mom, but she also has all of these other activities that she's always doing and all of these other amazing ideas. And we were supposed to start something together, but inshallah someday, because this Zenanah business came into place. So Zenanah is a modest wear fashion for women brand.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me, how did you get to Qatar?
Well, I was born and raised in UAE. My husband was born and raised in Qatar. And, well, I got married and shipped here about 10 years back. 12 years back.
And how
it's
was
our
that?
wedding anniversary this month. So,
oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, 12 years. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So, it was a long time back.
So how was that transition for you?
When I came here first, I didn't like it at all. I would go back every 2 months. I was like, Mommy, I want to come back, because, Qatar 12 years back is not like now. And I guess I didn't have many friends. It was just my husband's friends and their wives, and it was more of his friends. There was nobody mine friends.
Yeah,
and I guess once I had children, they started going to nursery and then school, and I started meeting people.
Yeah.
And, I started making my own group of people.
Yeah.
And now I always say my heart is with Qatar now.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, because I also, when I was younger, until I was in 7th grade or something, I was also in Dubai. And then when I came here, which was also 11 years ago, similar to yours, I was like, what is this place?
Exactly.
There's one mall. There's one thing that children... There's one thing that we can do, which is jungle zone. That's the only place I would always go to. And now I don't know what happened to it, but that's it.
It's still there.
Yeah,
I think it's still there, yeah.
And there was nothing else. And
exactly,
It was difficult, because at that time when I was living in Dubai, there was...
Dubai, I mean, even now people ask me, who come here, they're like, after Dubai, how do you live in Qatar? And I live in Wakra, by the way, which is the other end of the world. But I think I love it here. Qatar has... There's something about it.
It is very charming. It's and it's a very enduring place.
Yes.
I don't know how, but you just fall in love with it, and then nothing else seems to match.
Even now, my parents, they call me back. They're like, you should come back, stay in Dubai with them, and I'm like, yeah, about 2 weeks, and then I'm like, no, I want to go home. Home is Qatar now. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I do think it has really dramatically developed so much in the past. In the past 10 years, that...
Definitely. I mean, you have all these... Before, going to Villaggio from Wakra was a good 45 minutes. Okay, now we make it in 20 minutes. So that's huge, especially when you have 3 children in the car, you want to get to places very fast. So that's amazing.
Yeah. And I also feel even the rulership, you actually just love to be part of a place where there are so many inspired, Sheikh Hamoza, for example, so inspiring, and
definitely,
yeah. Anyway, let's get back to your life. So so you got here, and then you had kids. Mm-hmm. So how did you get into this whole zone of I'm gonna do something for myself, that's my own thing?
Honestly, when I would say that when I had another business before this called Bio More Handmade, and that started off when I had my son, and I remember I was sitting with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and my brother-in-law just asked me Shafna, what are you going to do when the kids grow up? And I had 2 babies. I had 2 children below 2 at that point, and I guess it was at that point it hit me that, oh, they're going to grow up. They're not going to stay children forever. And at some point, they're not going to want me as much as they're not going to need me as much as they need me now. And I guess that got me thinking, I just went silent for about 5 minutes. I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen. And I was doing a bit of sewing at that time. I haven't learned fashion designing or anything professionally. And I just started with sewing clothes for my little girl, and that turned out to be a whole personalized embroidery business called By Ummu Handmade.
So you learned to sew before? You already knew, or did you actually?
So my mom has been after me to sew for a while, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And then I guess when I had my baby daughter, I have one son and two girls. So when my first daughter was born, you see all these pretty dresses. How many will you buy? So eventually you want to start making them. Like I felt like I needed to make them, so I was making all this cute stuff for her, and then I got the first order. One of my friends like, "Can you make something for me?" And then it just like I just happened to put it up on Facebook, and then suddenly I was getting orders upon orders upon orders. And By Ummu Handmade lasted for what? Maybe it started off in 2012, 2013, and well, I just closed it like earlier this year.
For Zenanah.
For Zenanah, yes. But yeah, because I can't manage both. It's just too much.
But eventually you want to do both, yeah? Or
Inshallah. I haven't decided on that yet because Zenanah is taking a way lot more time than I thought it would. It's I've put my everything into it. My whole time. I mean, I'm spending a lot of time working on it, and I really wanted to do well. So for me, it doesn't make sense to... basically, By Ummu is something that I can only focus for Qatar. I mean, nobody in, say, Australia is going to order a personalized towel with me or a personalized quilt. But Zenanah, women love dresses.
Global. Yeah.
So I already have orders coming in from New York, from Singapore, from UK. So dresses are something, and my main focus is modest Muslim women. So Muslim women around the world, if they find women around the world, we shop from ASOS, we shop from Modanisa. It doesn't have to be in Qatar. We all do online shopping.
We have to, especially because you don't find a lot of modest wear clothing.
It is difficult to find. At least for me, that's how it started off. I mean, the regular brands in the malls, it's either transparent sleeves or the neck is very deep or there's some net design on it, which is... it's
you
not
always
suitable
have
for
to
me.
layer it for some reason.
Exactly, and I hate layering.
Yeah.
I can't stand layering. And there are some brands which do modest wear and they're like so big. It's like you're wearing a tent. So for me, I'm like, I want to wear something where I'm looking feminine at the same time, I have my long sleeves, it's not transparent, and just one single layer. And I started making them for myself. And this was when I was in By Ummu Handmade. And I had a couple of friends who were like, "Oh, can you make it for us as well?" And I was like, "No, I'm just making it for myself." And I guess it just, last year, it just came to me like, why not start this? Because clearly so many people were asking me about the dresses I was wearing. And I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. And, here we are. So...
Wow. Okay, we'll talk about Zenanah in a bit. But tell me a little bit about, how is it to be like a stay-at-home mother and, have in a country like Qatar? Like, what do you do to find your community? What did you do? You said you found friends and all of that. And I know you also have an Instagram account where you made a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Called Rise Above. So
I would say, well, for starters, my day starts at 5 in the morning. I usually wake up early. I have my me time is from 5 to 6. 6 o'clock is when the kids wake up. I send them to school, and then I have my household, whatever work to do, and I do have help at home. So I get into my work. Usually the morning time I spend for myself. I like going for my walks. I like having a good breakfast. It's a time for me to take care of myself. And I generally start my work after 8 o'clock. So it's till the time the children come, I'm doing my work, or if I have any chores to do outside and stuff like that. And I guess the evening time is spent with the children, and making friends over here is mainly, for me, it's through the school friends. Because when you have somebody who has a child who's the same age as yours, you tend to click.
Yeah.
You can do play dates and you hang out together and stuff like that. So I would say most of my friends are... people who have similar age children as my own. Yeah. And then there's you. But you, I'm just very impressed by you. I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
So it's just through work, when people like your work, they contact you and then you click with them. You're like, oh wow, so there are a lot of awesome women in Qatar.
But you also face challenges, and I know you've spoken to me in detail about it. What are the challenges you faced?
Work-wise or
personal whatever, you know.
Well, I did tell you about that. Like a couple of years back, I was diagnosed with thyroid Hashimoto's, and
Which is what? I mean, just
it's a
in case-
autoimmune thyroid condition where apparently your thyroid attacks itself. And when you go to regular doctors, they tell you that it cannot be reversed. But for me, that was a bit hard to believe. So I've been doing my own research. I've been meeting functional medicine doctors, and I would say it's not reversed, but inshallah, it's getting there, I hope. But along with that, the reason I went to check on it, first of all, was because I was facing depression. I had anxiety. I didn't know what was happening. It was just a very black period in my life. I mean, usually people have issues with either they have spouse issues or children issues or in-laws issues. I didn't have any of this, alhamdulillah. My life was perfect, but it was clear everything was within me. Like there was something wrong. And I'm very grateful to God that I was able to be aware of it and figure it out that it's within me and not something from outside. And I guess I ended up, I had some friends who guided me as well, who told me that, there is something wrong. There's something physically wrong with you, which is causing these issues. And I was diagnosed with thyroid Hashimoto. So I had to take I think about maybe almost a year a break. I wasn't sewing. In fact, one of my friends told me that, Shafna, if you were, drinking alcohol, we'd call you an alcoholic, but you don't drink. You're Muslim, you don't drink. But you sew a lot. Like I was sewing 8 to 10 hours a day because I was unhappy, and to escape that, I was sewing. So she's like, so basically you're a sewaholic, right? But the thing is, something good is coming out of it.
Yeah.
So
But
we
you're
can't
drowning,
really.
yeah.
I was drowning. I was ignoring everything because I couldn't deal with it. I had at one point I had 3 children below the age of 5. So it was just too much of. I was working, I had the children, my husband was traveling. It was just too much. And I guess I just didn't take care of myself. It was just that. And now I'm a huge self-care advocate. I'm like, me first, then everybody else. Because when I'm happy, everyone's happy. If I'm sad, it's like it affects my children, affects my husband, affects everybody in my life.
Yeah.
So for me now, I mean, that's why I said I make myself that first morning time is my time.
So how do you, so tell me a little bit more about that. How do you develop that kind of, like self-care? Because I do that for myself and like it lasts for like 2 weeks and then and then it go back into the rut, of
I get what you're saying. I do break off. Like right now my kids are having a spring break. I have woken up once at 5 o'clock. But kids are there, it becomes a bit late. I guess it's a lot to do with self-discipline. You need to push yourself. Last night I was quite late with my mom and I was just telling her, oh mom, it's 9:30, we're not home yet, and it's so late. And she's like, Shafna, 9:30 is not late. That's when the evening starts. And I'm like, but I've made my life in such a way that I'm usually in bed by 9:30. It's just self-discipline, and that's the only way I can be awake at 5 o'clock. I need to give my body that much of sleep for it to recover. And because I have Hashimoto's, like for example, if I do a workout, it takes me longer to recover. So I can't do an everyday workout because I know how I'll start functioning. My body needs longer than 8 hours to recover. So I make it a point, 9:30, I'm asleep. 9:30, I'm asleep. 10 o'clock is something like, oh my God, that's very late for me.
Oh, wow.
And I'm up by 5. So in the morning, I have my prayers. I read my Quran. I have my morning adhkar. Then I do a bit of meditation. I think about what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. It's sort of that. So I spend a whole 1 hour thinking about all of that, just being quiet, spending time with myself. I have a beautiful garden. So sometimes I just go out and just enjoy the quiet and peace of 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, that sort of a thing.
Wow.
But I try to do all of these things, but for me it makes a huge difference. I mean, coming from I was completely burnt out to where I'm waking up in the morning, having that time for myself, it calms me for the day. It relaxes me. It keeps me very focused on because in the morning the first thing I do is, okay, this is what I need to do. So it keeps me focused on whatever I have to do for the day. I'm not saying I accomplish everything, but it's better than accomplishing nothing. At least majority of it I'm done with. So that's how I do my morning. Okay. And I try to go for walks during the cooler days. Me and my husband, we would go for walks. If he's not there, then I still manage to go for a walk. It's getting warmer now, so I'm just wondering what I'm going to do because I love going for a walk in the morning, and it's getting difficult for me. It's getting too hot.
Yeah, I really wish that is one thing that we figure out, how to live life in summer in Qatar, because Like I love like walking to places. If I could help it, I would not want to take a car.
Exactly,
I would
exactly.
like
Just
to take
walk it.
public transport or something, you know,
Yeah.
but it's just really difficult to do that
Yeah,
right
and
now.
for me, like me and my husband, we love to walk in Aspire Park. We live in Wakra. It's a good long drive for us, but we still go there because it's just so beautiful and so peaceful, and you can go there at any time. It's open. You know,
Yeah.
like in Wakra, the park is closed. It only opens at like 8 o'clock,
Oh, okay.
and it's too hot. So things. I just wish, and I think there's a new park open somewhere in Pearl. I saw a post the other day. I can't remember the name.
I think so too. I think I've seen something like
Yeah,
that.
and that's also like this open style, which is nice. I don't understand why you need to waltz around parks.
Yeah, yeah.
Parks should be open at any time you want to go, you can go, or say MIA Park.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really beautiful.
MIA Bidda Park is also really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, that style parks are nice. So you can
Yeah.
walk, Bidda Park in the morning is insane. We've tried.
Oh,
Got
you
stuck in
have?
traffic.
Oh, okay.
You can't reach
Oh,
there.
of course, because West Bay.
Yeah, you can't reach. It's really bad traffic at
Yeah.
that time. So
Yeah.
Aspire is our place. And after it all, we go for Starbucks. So, so much for a walk. Allah.
Okay, so so Zenanah, how
Yes.
did it start? You told me it started 10 years ago, but it started like it officially, like what I've seen of it is like 2 months ago. So.
Okay, so the story of Zenanah is that when I was pregnant with my son, I had this idea that I want to start modest wear. And we were talking about, I was pregnant with my son in 2008. And so I think that's a little bit more than 10 years. And then I was working on it and I had a baby. And at that time, it was a traditional wear exhibition sort of a thing. So my plan was to have some exhibitions with, traditional outfits, modest traditional outfits. It didn't work out because I had a baby to take care of. And then I sort of lost interest and it was just too much. And it's not going to happen. I pushed it out. 2 years later, I had the idea again. But the thing is, I had another baby. So again, it didn't work out. And, it's just, you can't handle 2 babies below 2 and a business. And it was too much. And I guess I just pushed it out of my mind. It's never going to happen. You tried, what did they say? Bitten twice. What's that? Twice bitten.
Something.
Something. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So, so I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what? I've done it twice. It's clearly not going to work out. And then I just pushed it out of my head. And then I went on to have another baby. So I had 3 children below 5. And I guess at that time, I had just this idea of By Ummu Handmade had come up. So I was working on that. And I was just working. I had 3 children. I was working. And then I fell sick a couple of years back. And I guess I had come to a point where I'm like, everything was just black. Nothing was working out. Life was black. Work was black. Everything. And I was getting orders, but I lost interest in it. I was like, I don't want to do this. I couldn't take it. I was just too stressed out. I was told not to work for a while. And I guess because of all the self-care I was doing, I told you for almost a year, I was just looking after myself, my health. I lost about 10 kilos in the process, just taking care of myself, spending time with my family, with my children. The priority was more for that, things that would make me happy. And I guess sometime last year, like I would say in maybe September, I woke up with this idea that I should do this. It was just that I woke up in the morning and I was like telling my husband, he was next to me, and I was like, I need to start Zenanah. And he's like, what is Zenanah? Who's Zenanah? Like, what? I need to start it. And I just started writing things down, like literally sitting in my bed, I was just writing, like, this is what I want to do. This is the thing. These are the plans. And and then it just started happening. I wouldn't, like, when people ask me for my struggles to do this, there are a lot of struggles, getting fabric into the country, getting people to sew it. And all of this is, I would say these are struggles, but for me, I was enjoying it because this is something I wanted to do. Yeah. And, to set up everything, and you to have the whole brand, to get the website up, the photography, packing, the branding, the tags.
It's a small business.
It's a small business, and it's just me.
Personal,
So when people ask me, what are your struggles for your business? I say, I don't really know. I didn't have any struggles because I enjoyed all of it. I was learning. I learned about the different type of printers in this country. There's so many printers in this country. Like, these are things, as a stay-at-home mom, there's no reason for you to go to a printer and talk. And, you don't do stuff like this. And I guess it made me learn a lot of things about what happens over here, what are the things I need to do. Even say simple stuff like where to buy, the plastic wrappers that I have, that I ship my stuff, my clothes in. So all
Yeah.
of this I had to learn.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about Instagram. I learned a lot about online marketing. It was, for me, it's been fascinating.
Wow.
You know,
So where do you get your inspiration for your dresses?
I love
like-
color.
Okay.
It's just that I love color. So when I see fabrics with color, you know, it's just
And patterns and
patterns, yeah, floral patterns, geometric patterns. There's so much of, you know, when I go to the fabric souk or the fabric market, I'm just like, oh my God, there's so much of stuff I want to get. But as a small business, I have a very limited budget, so I have to really concentrate on that's it. I can just get this, and I can't do more than this. Inshallah, I'm growing, so I'm hoping I'll get more stuff in the future. But it's just, yeah. And the dress designs, honestly, it's just I experiment on myself. I see, does it look good on me? When it's my dress, I can, you know, trial it. It's all trial.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional fashion designer.
Yeah.
My background is in business. I've done my master's in quality management. So there's nothing to do with fashion. So it's entirely trial and error.
Yeah.
And I think after wearing clothes for about more than 30 years, you know, I know a little bit about it.
And also,
So-
in terms of like what I do love about your clothes are that it's not made for like these model figures.
Yeah.
That is unachievable.
But think about it. If you look at us, we're all, end of the day, at some point, women, majority of the women, they become mothers. When they become mothers, their body changes, right? I mean, all of us have, I think most mothers, majority of the real women, we have something we're hiding below the waist. You know, there's a little bit. This is reality. And I'm like, you know, I don't want to show it off. But, you know, like for me, I always say I'm broad on my shoulders and I'm narrow on my hips. But my dresses, I've cut it and I want to look feminine. I don't want to look like a man, you know, broad, and it's an odd figure to have. And I guess my dresses, they give that nice hourglass figure. You know, I mean, the cut is such that it's swishy and it's, you know, I don't skimp on fabric. All my dresses are very swishy. They have a nice flow to them.
Yeah, they have very nice
and you know, that's
material.
feminine. That's feminine, right? To
Yeah.
have a bit of, you know, when you walk, you want to
Yeah,
have
I mean
a bit of flow.
and a lot of women prefer to wear
Yeah.
clothes like that.
Yeah, and
so there is a market for it.
Yeah, of course. And it's very modest, you
Yeah.
know. I want to be wearing clothes which, wherever I
For
go...
women who
to
are
play.
like you.
Yeah, exactly. Women like me who have a bit of a... You know, they're moms. And, well, not just moms, but, you know...
Because
who
I
have-
bought it too, so I'm not a mom.
Yeah, you're not a mom, but, you know, I'm just saying, you're still
Yeah,
young,
yeah.
mashallah. But, you
Yeah.
know, like, majority of my clients, they're, you know, women who are moms. They have more than one kid. And, you know, they still want to look feminine. They want to look attractive. They want to look pretty. Not just, you know, I'm wearing a tent. you
Yeah,
know,
and
so-
sometimes there is like either there are modest clothes that are
Like tents?
not good looking, and then there are like not so modest clothes that need layering and this and that.
Exactly.
And blah,
I
blah, blah.
don't. Yeah, it's just that, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, as a mom, you want to just wear one thing and get out of the house. I have, like, when I'm wearing, I don't have the time to, you know, figure this out. What should I wear? I
Yeah.
just wear one set and I'm out of there because I have 3 other people to dress as well. You know, so I don't really have that luxury of time to, you know, take my own sweet time to, you know, just wear one and I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, I have the same bag for like, you know, months and months, and my friends tease me.
Yeah.
You know, change your bag. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Everything goes in there. It's fine. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that the convenience makes a difference to have and to look pretty at the same time. If you honestly, when you go to the mall, I've noticed when I go to the malls to get prints, it's difficult. And most of the time, prints are on black or on dark blue. It's hard to find prints on red, on pink, on yellow. I mean, you might find one or
you
two.
usually find like
Plains, exact,
Yeah.
solid colors. So for me, I want to focus on prints. At least this is because I love prints. I love prints. I love colors. I love the way different colors mix and match. So for me, I would say, at the moment, all my dresses are prints. So for me, this is what I want to do. I'm like, you know, why should I go just for solids? I want to have prints.
Yeah.
And in the market, prints are much lesser, I feel.
Yeah,
You know,
I
this
agree
is,
with
this is
you.
what I feel.
Yeah, yeah. So how has the response been?
It's been really great. I mean, I'm not yet 3, I'm 2.5 months. And I'm like, I've already got orders from New York and Singapore. I'm like, how are these people finding me? You know, but wow.
That's amazing.
It's amazing, you know.
Yeah, and I was following your Instagram, and I remember you asked like who are the people who are following you, and
you saw those
it
Morocco
was
and
amazing.
Belgium, and
Yeah.
I'm like, how are these people even finding me? You know, I thought just Doha knew me, you know. But it's been really, I'm just overwhelmed, honestly. I'm like, wow, Nigeria and so many countries, you know, Cleveland, USA, Toronto. So yeah, it's nice to know that all these, and it's just been 2 months, so alhamdulillah.
And you're wearing your own.
Yes, I am.
Own design.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. What does the name Zenanah mean? Like, where did it come from?
Zenanah means pertaining to women. So it's everything to do with women. That's the meaning of the word Zenanah. And when I thought of it 10 years back, it was just that I wanted to have a brand that it's run by women, the whatever the product is for women, that sort of a thing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name.
Yeah, so it's entirely everything to do with women. That's my whole idea. I don't know where it'll go. I don't know if this the journey is. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I just want to concentrate on stuff to do with women. Yeah,
that's amazing.
So yeah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Okay, so I know you want to announce that you're gonna give one of your
yes,
dresses
there's
away.
a giveaway happening.
Yeah.
You can announce it.
So she's very, very, very gracious enough to give away one of her dresses to our audience, one lucky person from our audience. Do you want to show it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we are.
So it's from your new collection, yeah?
No, this is actually the regular collection. The new collection is the sneak peek, which I have there.
So it's this beautiful, a really nice
Do you want me to stand?
fabric and material.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's got beautiful embroidery on the sleeves.
Yeah.
It's called the Sonia Dress. So if the people who are not seeing want to go and check it out, it's on the website.
Yeah.
It's just an A-line dress and
with a blue stripe patterns and for the ones who can't hear, who can't see. And I love that you have like the belt to make it tight or loose or whatever.
Yeah, you can make it tight or loose, exactly.
That you really need that.
You do. Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, different women have different body shapes. So some people like to wear it tight. Some people want to wear it loose.
Yeah.
So it's their call how they want to do it. And as women, our bodies change. So if you're pregnant, you can wear it, and if you're not pregnant anymore, you can wear it. Or if you're just regardless of how your body is, you can still wear the dress. So I think that makes it very convenient.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And do you want to show some
so these are the
other new ones.
These are the sneak peeks. So everybody's been dying to see this dress. So I'm going to show it over here. Then only your audience will get to see it. So shall I open it up?
Yeah.
So this is a dress,
I love the material.
Yeah.
And it's also similar, like very flowy and
very flowy dress.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have been asking me for this, and I haven't been showing it to anyone. So this is one, and do you want me to show the others?
Yeah, of course.
You can open this one, and I will open this.
So
as you can see, I love colors. See, here's another one.
Oh, this is very pretty.
Yes. So.
And you have like this, like I don't know what you call this, like pinafore type pleats.
It's pleats, yes. It's pleats so that that's what gives the flow.
Ah, okay.
So and at the same time, like I said, if you want to hide your belly, that's
This is very pretty. I love this. This is gorgeous.
Yeah. So yay.
Yeah, very nice. So this is your Ramadan collection.
Inshallah, yes. It's hopefully gonna release the week after the next, inshallah. This is the plan. I'm still waiting for my photographer to get back. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, the audio audience doesn't. Okay, so there's like a yellow dress, a yellow and blue combination, and then there's a very colorful pink, purple, blah 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 combination. You should actually just watch our Instagram and our Facebook and all of our stories to see what the dresses look like. But yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And if you want to be part of this giveaway, what you have to do is we will attach a link on the show notes. So just click on the link, fill in the details, very simple. And you have to follow 3 accounts, Instagram accounts, Zenanah, Doha Heat, and my account. And that's it. We will announce very soon.
And you have the link as well?
Yes.
So they can click on it.
Yeah. So we'll put the link on the show notes. So thank you guys for listening. It was great having you here,
Thank you
Shafna.
so much, Ifat.
And have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.